Welcome to this video lecture in the topic Design of Shunt Field Systems Tutorial Problem Solution from 3rd Unit Design of DC Machines in the subject Design of Electrical Apparatus. So the solution we are going to discuss for this particular problem related to shunt field system design. So here the problem is design the shunt field winding of a 6-pole 440 volt DC generator allowing a drop of 15% in the regulator. The following design data are available: mmf per pole, mean length of turn, winding depth, watts per square meter for cooling surface Q. Calculate inner, outer and end surfaces of cylindrical field coil for cooling. Take diameter of the insulated wire to be 0.4 mm greater than the bare wire. That insulation thickness is given. Assume 2 micro ohm centimeter as resistivity of copper at working temperature. So these are the given data. So that has been written over here. So the design available for mmf per pole. That is ampere turn, pole ampere turn is given 7200 ampere turn. So ATFL ampere turn per pole for the field winding is 7200 ampere turns is given. Length of mean turn is given as 1.2 meters. Depth of winding is also given in centimeter, so it is converted into meters. And watts per square meter, that is QF, is given 650 watts per meter square. Usually, if it is not given, we will assume this to be 700 watts per meter square. And so another data given is diameter of insulated wire DI is diameter of the conductor plus 0.4 mm thickness. That is insulated wire to be 0.5 mm greater than the bare wire. So D is the diameter of the bare conductor and insulation thickness we are adding. And resistivity of the copper conductor is given as 2 micro ohm centimeter. So we will be converting it into ohm meters. So micro and centimeters. So 10 to the power minus 6 and 10 to the power minus 2. So it is 10 to the power minus 8. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 ohm meter is the resistivity. And drop in field regulator is 15%. So 85% of the voltage will be applied across the field winding. And number of poles is given 6 and 440 volt shunt DC generator. Okay. And so what we need to calculate is the cooling surfaces, inner, outer and end surfaces of the cylindrical field coil we have to calculate. So the design procedure for the DC machine is, so because of the length of mean turn is given, we no need to calculate it. So directly we move on to calculating the area of cross section of the field conductor from the voltage equation. So voltage applied across the field winding is 0.85 times of rated voltage B, that is 440 volt per pole. Actually this is voltage across the field coil, each field coil. Okay, so it is per pole, 6 pole machine. So we are calculating EF and then we will be calculating the area of cross section of the conductors, that is ATFL. ATFL is given in the problem 7200. Rho resistivity is given 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 ohm meter. Length of mean turn is given and EF we are just calculated. So we are calculating area of cross section of the field conductor. So that we are getting 2.772 square mm. Then we will be calculating the diameter of the bare conductor. So this is the equation, that is pi r square. Area of cross section is pi r square. From that equation we are calculating diameter of the bare conductor. So that is actually DFC, diameter of the conductor. If insulation is not at all given, so we will be assuming, but here insulation is given as 0.4 mm. So this bare conductor diameter we are calculating, it is 1.88 mm. So that diameter of the insulated conductor is 2.88 mm. So from that we will be calculating the space factor. So 0.75 and that is DFC is 1.88 and it is DFC is 2.28. So this is what the space factor we are calculating. And then we have to equate two equations to find out the unknown parameters HF and TF. So for that, the two equation already given in the design procedure. So the first equation, in the first equation we need to calculate the cooling surface of the coil. Okay, so that is 2 times of length of main turn multiplied with HF plus DM. This is the equation to calculate the cooling total cooling surface, and so that is equal to all values we are substituting except HF, everything is given. So this LMT is given and the depth of the field winding is also given. So HF is unknown parameter. So we are keeping this equation as it is. So possible losses QF, capital uppercase letter QF is equal to QF multiplied with this. This QF is given as 650 watts per meter square. So that is also given, and then so in this first equation, this HF is the unknown factor. And actual copper loss equation that we will be calculating from I squared R, or it is E squared by R. So in this equation, TF is the unknown parameter, and so we'll be getting actual copper loss. So in terms of TF, so okay, so this is the equation. So on equating that to HF and TF will be the unknown parameters in the first equation. So this is one equation we are getting. That is this possible or permissible loss we are calculating from the dissipating surface as well as loss dissipated per unit area. So that is 650 watts per meter square, and surface we are getting this one, and actual copper loss we are calculating from the I squared R equation. So that two are actually equal. So on equating that two, we are getting one equation. So in terms of HF and TF as unknown variables. Okay, so that equation we are keeping it as the first equation. And then the second equation we will be getting from the conductor area. So first equation we are getting from the permissible loss and actual copper loss in the machine, and second equation we will be getting from the conductor area. So from the space factor we can calculate the conductor area, that is height of the field winding and the depth of the field winding, and here HF is unknown, and that is also equal to actual conductor area calculated from the area cross section of the field conductor multiplied with total number of turns. That is the total conductor area in the given pole surface. So here TF is the unknown parameter. So these two are equal. So writing that two, so we are getting another equation for HF in terms of TF. So already we are having one equation for TF in terms of HF. So for HF we are going to substitute from this equation. So here again TF is the unknown parameter. So for HF from this equation 2, okay, HF in terms of TF. So that is 1.553 10 to the power minus 4 TF is HF. So that is going to be substituted in this place in the first equation. So on substituting that, we will be getting a differential equation of second order. So on solving this differential equation, quadratic equation. So on solving this quadratic equation, we are getting TF value, and so only positive values we will be taking because it is total number of turns. So we are taking only the positive value. So 1255 is the total number of turns, and so once if this total number of turns is calculated, we can calculate this HF. HF is 1.553 10 to the power minus 4 into TF. TF just now we have calculated 1255. So on substituting that value, we can get HF also. So HF and TF, this way we are calculating. So that is HF is the height of the field winding, TF is the depth of the field winding. So these two parameters we have calculated. Once if these two parameters are known, and LMT is also given in the problem itself. Okay, length of mean turn of the field winding is also given in the problem. So if these three values are known, we can calculate the inner surface, outer surface, top surface, and bottom surface of this cylindrical field structure. So for that, the equations are available. That is so these are the equation for innermost turn, length of innermost turn, length of outermost turn in inner cooling surface and outer cooling surface. So inner and outer cooling surface is HF into LIF. So that two are directly known to us. We are substituting and calculating it. And to calculate the inner inner length of innermost turn and outermost turn we are calculating by 2 pi r or pi d equation. So this diameter of inner and outer surfaces mean that is LMT is the LMT is the length of mean turn. So that is diameter of the mean turn multiplied with pi d. So that is the circumference. Actually this LMT is pi into DMF. Okay. So diameter of the mean diameter of the field coil, and the mean diameter of the field coil we can calculate uh, from the inner diameter and outer diameter. So inner diameter of the field coil is DMF minus DF, and outer diameter of the coil is DMF plus DF. So that we can calculate. So DMF is the mean diameter of the field coil, that can be calculated. That is from this equation. Okay, it is DMF is calculated by LMT by pi. LMT is known, 1.2 meters is given in the problem itself. So it is dividing by pi, we are getting DMF. So mean diameter of the field coil. Okay, mean diameter of the field coil we are getting, that is the distance from this point to this point. Okay, so this mean diameter we are calculating. So then if you want to calculate the inner diameter, it is mean diameter minus df. So if you want to calculate the outer diameter, it is mean diameter plus df. Okay, so outer diameter, inner diameter is mean diameter minus df, because here 1 df by 2 and here 1 df by 2. So if we subtract df from the mean diameter, we will be getting the inner diameter of the coil, and here 1 df by 2 and here 1 df by 2. So if you add df, so totally it is df. If you add df with this mean diameter, you will be getting the outer diameter of the coil. So that inner diameter and outer diameter of the coil we are calculating. So if inner diameter and outer diameter is known to us, 2 pi r is the length of innermost turn and length of outermost turn. So then top cooling surface and bottom cooling surface we can calculate by using the formula, this pi r square formula. And so it is inner and it is outer. So subtracting that two, we will be getting the top cooling surface, and top cooling surface is equal to bottom cooling surface also. Okay. So what we need to calculate in this problem is, so we need to calculate inner, outer and end surfaces of cylindrical field coil. Okay. So we have calculated all the parameters. Okay. So inner cooling surface, outer cooling surface. Okay. So it is length multiplied inner length of innermost turn multiplied with this HF is the inner cooling surface. Outer most turn length multiplied with HF, giving the outer cooling surface, and top cooling surface is subtracting this inner surface area and outer surface area. Outer surface area is pi DOF, outer diameter. So we already calculated outer diameter and inner diameter of the field coil. So from the outer surface, if we subtract the inner surface, we will be getting the top cooling surface, that is here. So this inner surface we are calculating from the inner diameter, outer surface we are calculating from the outer diameter of the field coil. Subtracting the two, we will be getting the top cooling surface. So this ring like structure is the top cooling surface, and bottom cooling surface will also be same as that of the top cooling surface. So top and bottom cooling surface are same. So all the parameters we have calculated: area of cross section, diameter, and diameter of the insulated coil, total number of turns, TF and HF first we need to calculate, and then all the inner, outer, bottom and top cooling surfaces we are calculating. So this is the design procedure of DC shunt field system. Okay, thank you for watching.